Mr. Pfluger is recognized for 5 minutes in support of his bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Ranking Member Katko for bringing this critical piece of legislation before the committee. And I appreciate the bipartisan nature in which we've worked on this, because it is truly, I think, in our national security interest to address it. The Chinese Communist Party, working through the People's Liberation Army, has for years executed propaganda and espionage campaigns across the globe. And of particular concern is the CCP's practice of exploiting the open and collaborative nature of American academia in an effort to conduct widespread industrial and military espionage inside the United States. Confucius Institutes were first established in America in 2005, marketed by the CCP as a mechanism to promote Chinese language and culture, to support local Chinese teaching internationally and facilitate cultural exchanges. It quickly became apparent that Confucius Institutes were an extension of the CCP's global influence apparatus, allowing it to impact the decisions of academic institutions and spy inside the United States. In May of 2020, Zihao Kong, a Chinese student at Purdue University, posted a letter online commemorating the victims of the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre. What followed was truly catastrophic. Officers of the Ministry of State Security, the primary Chinese civilian spy agency, visited Zihao's parents in China to pressure them to stop his activist activity inside the United States. Other Chinese students at Purdue began to harass Kong, threatening to report him to the embassy. After his parents were repeatedly visited by MSS officers, Kong was silenced, rescinding his commitment to speak at a forum on the Tiananmen massacre. The fact that the CCP was able to suppress free speech and debate inside the United States campuses is gravely concerning. Purdue University is a school that receives DHS science and technology funding, hosted a Confucius Institute until 2018, and had extensive ties with Chinese schools, Chinese universities, promoting military-civil fusion as recently as 2021. It is past time that we take a strong stance against the CCP's violation of U.S. academia, and it starts with ensuring that DHS funding only goes to institutions that are free from Chinese foreign influence. The United States government has taken some successful action against this encroachment in the last few years. The fiscal year 2021 NDAA prohibited DoD funding from going to institutions of higher education that host Confucius Institutes. The time is now for the Department of Homeland Security to take similar action. Under no circumstances should a school inside the U.S. be allowed to receive DHS funding while tacitly accepting CCP's money that comes with the price tag of fealty. My bill, H.R. 7779, the DHS Restrictions on Confucius Institutes Act, ensures that schools prioritize the security of their scientific research and technological development efforts above a paycheck from the CCP. It restricts institutions of higher education from receiving DHS funding while hosting Confucius Institutes or continuing lucrative relationships with Chinese universities that promote military-civil fusion. Military-civil fusion is the CCP's aggressive national strategy to help the PRC develop the most technologically advanced military in the world, and often the theft of American intellectual property. This bill ensures taxpayer dollars are appropriately used and encourages universities to end relationships with partners who do not have America's best interest in mind. More importantly, this bill ensures U.S. institutions are free from foreign influence and safe from the theft of their very important research and development. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Ranking Member Katko for bringing this bill to the floor, and I urge the committee to vote yes on this measure.